This is for Wahid in Pakistan. My name is Matt Paulson, and I'm going to share my testimony tonight. So Wahid, we're at our Bible study, our Tuesday night Bible study, and these are all my friends here. You can wave to Wahid in Pakistan.
Hi.
Hey.
So, so I want to start, so when I was in my family in Southern California, we were not really a Christian family. We went to a Lutheran church. My mom went more than everybody else. We were raised Lutheran and got confirmed, and that was a hard process for me. When you're a teenager, you go through, you got to study like a couple Bible verses and then repeat these Bible verses. And so it was kind of a lackluster thing. It wasn't something I really enjoyed. It wasn't anything that meant anything to me, really. So I grew up out of that and got married, and I had all my priorities wrong. So my priority when I was a young married man at 25 was my wife. I put her on a pedestal. She was the most important thing. My God was kind of a foreign thing. I wasn't an atheist, but I wasn't a true believer in the sense that, Jesus was that important to me. My wife was more important to me. It was, and then we had a baby, and then the baby was more important to me than anything. So for me at that young part of my life, the two most important things in my life were my wife and my baby. But then a couple of years into the marriage, there was a rough point, and there was this thing that happened that just tore my life apart. It was called adultery, and so my wife left me for another man. It was like the worst thing that could ever happen to my life, and so I just kind of went into a deep depression. I remember crying on the couch, and my mom came over to me. She didn't know what to do. She started rubbing my shoulder, and I'm crying, and I'm saying, why is she so stupid? Why is she so stupid? But it was the lowest point in my life is when I finally reached out to God, and I called out to him, and I said, I need your help. And so he came, which was really interesting. So what happened was I was cruising to work. I was divorced, but I was listening to oldies on a radio, and I pressed my button for my oldie station, which is FM 99.5, and a Christian station popped up. Weirdest thing. I don't listen to Christian radio. I never did. And so this is on my way home, and so this Christian man started talking, and his name was Dr. Walter Martin. And I'd never heard anybody talk like that about the Bible before, because he just knew everything about the Bible. And I didn't know anything about the Bible, really. And so I still remember callers calling in because he was answering questions in the Bible. And people would call in and say, hey, how do I get saved? And he would tell them, he goes, okay, 1 Corinthians 15, verses 1 to 4. This is what you need to know about salvation, is that Christ died for your sins. He rose from the dead. And this is what we stand on. This is what we believe. And so those are the words that really keyed into my idea that I'm going to be a Christian. This is it. I'm going to live my life for Christ. And so that's my first miracle. The second miracle is that the next month, the company gave me a company car, which was really cool because I never had a company car before. And so, while I had that company car, I also went and purchased my first Bible, and I also purchased a book on how to memorize Bible verses. And on the outside of this book that I bought is these Ichthus signs, and then inside the Ichthus letters was 58600 all on the outside of the book. And so I was learning, about there's a code. So this is how we memorize the Bible. And so I had this book on my desk, and the purchasing agent called me up and he goes, Matt, I need the license plate number on your truck. And so I went out and I go, okay, I got the license plate number on my truck. Here's a picture of me by my truck with the license plate number, which says 1S58600. And so in the book, it talks about how the letters mean and numbers mean things. And so the 5 corresponds to L, the 8 corresponds to V, the 6 corresponds to J, and the 0 corresponds to S, 0 another S. So on the author, as he's in the introduction part, he says he has put this on the cover of the book because he wants everybody to know that this is a code and it's to love Jesus. Because in the memory system, you don't put the vowels in. It's like Hebrew, they leave the vowels out. So the way I read this is because number one thing is to love Jesus. To me, that's what God was trying to tell me. That's the second miracle in my life. So the third miracle is this. I'm looking for a Bible college. Where do you look? In the phone book. Pull out a phone book at my company, pull it up. I go, I look up Bible colleges. Look up Bible college. And this is in Anaheim. So there's Anaheim Christian College. Where's that at? I'm on Brookhurst and Ball. They're on Brookhurst and Ball. Wait a minute. Where is this? It's like a block away on the left-hand side of the street is Anaheim Christian College. I went there, signed up, started taking Christian classes. I took exegesis, I took New Testament theology, I took Koine Greek, and I took C.S. Lewis. So that is the story of the 3 miracles in my life. Why don't you shut it off? Thank you. So